Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for January 22nd to the 28th of 2019. Okay, so I am running on empty right now. I am nursing some throat issues and yeah, not totally 100% today, but I wanted to make sure that I put something out this week. And I have also finished all of the February readings. They should all be live by this point. And yeah, so I'm not doing any structured readings right now. I'm pretty burnt, but I'm going to do a whole bunch of 3-card picks. So that should be quite fun. And let's get started. So you can pick as few or as many cards as you want. You can ask questions. It is entirely up to you what you do with the 3-card pick. And I'm just gonna read, and you apply it however it makes sense to you. If you don't like looking at the cards, you can just notice card 1, 2, or 3. Is there one that you get more pulled towards? Just go with whatever your body is saying. Okay. Let's start with card number 1. The Hierophant. So adding structure will really support you right now. Structure and organization, I mean, it might be getting someone involved or asking an expert for help. It can also be something where you know, set up either a morning routine, an evening routine, something of that, something like that in order to create initiation or closing to the day. It just is going to keep the energy contained a little bit better. So that's what you want to do for yourself. And then we have the 8 of Wands. So this is fast speed. Things are changing pretty quickly or moving forward pretty quickly, depending on where you're at with that. Just know where you're heading. That's the big piece of this, where if you need to manifest along the way, that's fine. Just be intentional with what you're asking about or what you're asking for. And then card number 3, we have the 6 of Swords. So this is showing some really significant healing that you're doing right now, because it's all about like moving into a new paradigm, shifting into a new energy, moving away from the old and implementing the new. And that's what you are dealing with this month, or sorry, not this month. I just did monthly readings. That's what you're doing this week, is just implementation. This is an oracle deck, so it's not going to read the same, but the information is there. So you can still ask questions or ask yourself card 1, 2, or 3. Notice where your eyeballs are glued, whatever. Card number 1, slow down. You don't have to get there at, you know, you have time. I think that, you know, there's no lack of time. There's not a, it's too late. It's like you can ask for, I've even like manifested buy me some time, and it works. So if you need some time, if you need to slow down, it's absolutely available to you. Just make sure you ask for it. Okay, sun's rays. I think this week is going to shine a light on a lot of things that may have been dormant or made you feel like maybe you weren't as far along as you actually are. You're going to see that shift this week. You're going to see things a lot more clearly. And then we have intuitive and psychic prowess. Okay, pay attention to your dreams. Notice any intuitive downloads that you're getting. It's going to be an important week for that. So just notice it. And maybe even keep track of them, keep a journal, keep a diary, do something like that. Okay. Card number 1. Queen of Swords. Remember that you don't have to do it alone. I know it's really easy to get into that headspace of, just because you can do everything yourself doesn't mean you have to. As a matter of fact, it can actually put the body under a lot of stress, and you want to be careful with that. So ask for help if you need it. You're probably already really good at doing everything on your own. So this is saying, okay, maybe involve people if you can. Card number 2, we have the 4 of Wands. It's like more things are going well than I think you realize. It's like this is the coming together card, whatever that means. Some people, it resonates as family. For other people, it's a project they've been putting together. For some people, it's, just enjoying the home that you've created. But regardless, the work that you've done has payoff. So just trust the payoff. Don't trust what you're seeing in front of you right this moment. Trust what you've done and the actions that you've taken. Because as soon as you slip into, nothing's happening, nothing's changing, nothing's working, it's like you're going to perpetuate more waiting. So just watch yourself on that. Then we have the Empress, Divine Feminine, taking good care of yourself. Good self-care week. I would say that's probably the most important thing. If you picked this card, take care of yourself. If you're wondering what the solution is, take care of yourself. If you're wondering, oh, well, how should I navigate this situation? Put your priorities and your values first. It's all about you doing what's right and best for you, and keeping your values and priorities in mind and just making decisions that are in alignment with that. This is another oracle card, oracle deck, just so you know. Card number 1, Serenity. It's like relaxation is coming up once again for this. It's like slow down, take your time, practice gratitude. I think that's going to be really important this week, is just recognizing that things are unfolding the way they need to, not getting into gridlock with yourself. Card number 2, we have Ask. Okay, ask for answers, ask for help, ask for clarity. Put out the ask into the world. What do you need to ask for? What are you wanting that you aren't receiving? It's a great place to start. And then card number 3, we have Cry. So releasing emotion through experiencing it. Remember, it's like you can't just stuff away emotion and think that gets rid of it. It festers. So the best way that you can discharge it is to experience it, feel it in the body, just allow it to move. It needs to have some place to go. So the more you're able to do that, the better off you're going to be. Next reading, we're going to do card number 1. 8 of Pentacles. It takes effort and it takes work. So maybe if you've been doing a lot of work, then it's like you don't want to push harder, but sustainability might be the answer. This is also if you've been working, if you're in stagnation, then you want to get to work. You want to get started on it. And if you've been doing way too much work, then maybe lift your head up for a moment so you can take a breather and let yourself rest. Card number 2, we have the 3 of Cups. Ask friends for support, have fun, enjoy yourself, do something fun this week. That's going to be really healing for you. And then card number 3, we have the Emperor. I think that this is going to be a really grounding week where you feel more stable than you probably have in the past, or that more confident and clear about the direction that you're going. And that is something you have to look forward to this week. This is divine masculine, and it's also like you want to go for it. If there's one thing that you can do this week, that would be it. Now, these are the Sovereign Oracle cards, so they have 1 word and 3 phrases. So these have really good pieces of advice on them. You might even hear something from another card that you need to know. So card number 1, Astral Vision. Use your higher sight, map out what's destined to be, breathe, and take small steps. 3D takes time to manifest. Yes, don't forget that. The manifestation will take time. So just spend time cultivating the vision first, and then, you know, the energy will go from there. It's going to materialize, but you have to see it first. Card number 2, Gratitude. Notice your supports. Appreciate your own willingness to do the work. Give thanks for all that's coming your way. Show gratitude for the manifestation before it arrives. Big, big, big deal. Card number 3, Risk. Explore your leading edge. Abandon safety. Jump into the vortex of creative freedom. Trust that you will land wherever you are meant to. It's a tough one, but it's true. Minimal reward without risk. Okay, this is going to be the last deck that I use for this reading. Sorry, my energy is just so low right now. So, yeah, we're going to wrap up after this. So ask your final question or the last piece of advice. Whatever you're needing. Okay, card number 1, we have the 2 of Cups. So connections and contacts, make sure you're paying attention to that this week. I would strongly advise, if you've been wanting to network with people, like good connections this week. And this isn't just a romantic card. I mean, that this is a week-long reading, so I don't usually like trusting the whole like, oh, you have a soulmate coming in 1 week. I mean, that, come on. So this is just saying like the connections matter. So if you are interested in manifesting relationships or a romantic partnership, this would be a good time to make connections, whether or not that's the person or someone who's going to put you in touch with that person. Remember that these come through people. Okay, card number 2. We have the 9 of Swords. So this is fear. Remember that it's something that exists in your mind and it's designed to protect you, but there's a lot of things that are scary that feel like really massive risks that need to be pushed against. They just do. If you want to improve, if you want to change, if you want to grow, if you want things to be different, you have to address this, and you have to give your brain new data. That's literally what you want to do. So remember that just because you're afraid of something doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just because you think something bad doesn't mean it's going to happen. And just because you're afraid of something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It's probably an indication you need to push against it. Card number 3, we have the Moon. Okay, so uncertainty. I think there might be a little bit of confusion this week, or like you're floating in outer space. Don't spend too much time worrying about it. I think it's just going to be a week when you want to take good care of yourself, integrate the things that you need to integrate, pay attention to the things you need to pay attention to, and you know, don't make any like serious decisions this week if you can avoid that. That's one thing that I like to remind people when the Moon comes up. You don't have all the information yet, and like this situation isn't totally resolved. It's like there's a huge missing piece here. So don't get locked into thinking anything extreme this week if you can help it. Okay, and that is all that I have for you. Don't forget, if you want to work with me one-on-one, check out all the links in the description box, whether you want a one-on-one reading or a tarot spread. All of that is available to you of all price ranges. I have a broad variety of work that I do. And thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing. And until next time, have a lovely week, everybody. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.